Welcome back, ITC111s, to video 2 of the Canada Customs Invoice. It's the third video of the week, but it's the second video on the Canada Customs Invoice. So if you have, you'll notice the CCI is finished, completed up till field number 9. Go back to video number 1 of the CCI to learn how to fill out fields 1, 2, and 8. Field number 9, conditions of sale and terms of payment. Here, CBSA wants to know what conditions of sale. Now, in your other freight courses, you're going to learn something called INCO terms, International Commercial Terms. This class, you're not going to learn them. I'm going to leave that to be leave that to the experts to teach you. We are going to, all we need to fill out is find what the INCO term is. And this is one of those fields where I said to you, I'm going to give you the answer to start with. An INCO term describes who's responsible for the good at every step of the shipment's journey, okay? And whether the freight charge is included or not. What we're going to do is we're going to have the same answer every time here for the next little while. So if we go to the commercial invoice and we look up conditions of sale, it'll be on there. So here it says terms and conditions, currency of sale, payment terms, conditions of sale. And it says FOB basket bill. That means free on board basket bill. Now, so that's the condition of sale. So all we do is we put here FOB basket bill. Don't worry about what that means, okay? It's just a matter of we need to tell them what the conditions of sale are, what the INCO terms are. You will learn INCO terms in other classes. The other INCO terms can have some effect on what we do as customs brokers. So that's why for now the INCO terms are going to be one of two different INCO terms. One says FOB, the other one says X works. All you do is go on the invoice, look up where it says conditions of sale, and put that answer down here. The second piece of information we need to put in field number 9 is terms of payment. Okay, so this is the condition of sale. Now we need to do terms of payment. When the vendor is expected to be paid from the purchaser. So again, we go on to the invoice and we look up payment terms. It says net 30 days. That means that the vendor expects to be paid within 30 days. Net 30 days. That's all you got to do. Okay. It might say net 10, it might say net 15, it might say net 30 days. Whatever it says, put it down here. Okay. All right. Field number 10, currency of settlement. They want to know what currency the vendor is going to be paid by the purchaser in. So we go on here and we try to find it here. It doesn't say anything here. Sometimes it'll say, the currency here. It says it has a dollar sign, but dollar signs could mean US, Canadian, Australian, so New Zealand dollars, so you can't really use that. So you go along here and it says right here, currency of sale, US dollars. So all we do is we put down here, US dollars. Or USD if you wish. That's fine too. Okay? All right, so that's fields 1 to 10. Now, field number 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 are all information about the goods in the shipment. Okay? Whereas this is all information about who the vendor is, who the delivery address is, who the importer is, country of origin, what have you. This is all information about the goods themselves. Now, the first thing it says, number of packages. They want to know how many packages are in the shipment. So we go along here and we kind of look and it says, it's shipped in 40 cartons. So all these sleeping bags and pillows are shipped in 40 cartons. So all we simply do is put down 40. We don't have to put cartons, we don't have to put boxes, just put 40. Number of packages are 40 packages. But next they want specification of commodities. And what we need to do here is put the description of the goods. Now there's two different goods here. So there's two different goods here, so let's start with the first one. So I go over here and it says sleeping bags. Okay, so we're going to go back over to the CCI and we are going to put down sleeping bags. Now, the other thing they want to know is the HS number. HS means the harmonized system of classification. A harmonized system of classification. And every good that exists in the world has a harmonized system number. Now the sleeping bags, I've put the harmonized system number next to it. And the harmonized system number is this 10-digit number, 9404300000. So what we're going to simply do is we're going to put that number down beside the description, just like that. Okay, now what is this harmonized number used for? Well, every good in the world has its own unique harmonized number, and we'll get more details about this when we get into the B3. But for now, let me just show you a page from the customs tariff. This number says 9404300000. So if I go to the customs tariff and I look up 9404, that's 9403. Come on, you guys, let's get here. 9404. 9404. 30, sorry. 940430. 00. Here we got 9404300000. There's sleeping bags. Okay, this is Canadian Customs Tariff. And this magic number right here is the duty rate for sleeping bags. Don't worry about that so much now. Just know that the HS number, harmonized number, is a number you need to put next to the sleeping bags, next to the item that we're putting on the CCI. I will give you that number for now. Field 13, number of units. They want to know how many sleeping bags are there. Well, we go to the invoice and it says there's 250. So we type in 250 and we type in pieces. Okay, so there's 250 pieces. You got to put down the quantity and the units. If you put down 250 bags, that works too. 250 sleeping bags, that works too. I usually put pieces. It's nice and generic and it works. Unit price, they want to know how much each sleeping bag is. Each sleeping bag is $75.59. So we type in $75, sorry, and 59 cents. And you'll notice that on this particular CCI, it will extend the amount, and we want to make sure that that is equal to this amount, and it is. And there, you've put the first item. Okay? So, let's put the second item down. The second item is outdoor pillows. So we go back over here and we type in outdoor pillows, and we have to put the HS number down. And the HS number is 9404 90 10 49. So all we do is we put that number, we copy that number next to the pillows. Okay? How many are there? Number of pieces, there's 250. There's 250 and pieces. And they're $39.95 each. So we put down $39.95. Now this automatically does the calculation for you, but I would recommend you do the calculation if you're doing this by hand. So we just check to make sure it's the same amount, and it is. Okay. Now again, this invoice also fills out the invoice total. So we've got two items. We put down the description and we put down the HS number. We put down the number of how many pieces there are. Put down the unit price and the full price of both items. You'll notice down here we've got the invoice total, where we've taken line 1 and line 2 and added them together and put in field 17 the invoice total. Now field 16, they want the total weight. Those the net weight and the gross weight. They want, there's 4 marks here. You have to put in the net weight and what type of, is it pounds, is it kilos? And you have to put the gross weight. The gross weight is the weight of the entire shipment. The bags, the pillows, the skids, the pallets, the wrapping, the packing, everything. The net weight is just the weight of these 2 items themselves added together. Now, if we go on the invoice, it tells you that the shipment's net weight is 500 kilos and the shipment's gross weight is 550 kilos. So all we do is we fill that in. 500 kgs and 550 kgs. Actually, I prefer capitalization on that, but not to matter. Oops, kgs. More on that later. Okay, so don't forget, there's 4 marks here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Field 19 says exporter's name and address. Well, there it says if different than the vendor. Okay, the exporter is the company who's shipping the goods. The vendor is the company who's selling the goods. On this particular invoice, we only have 1 address. The vendor, there's nothing else. It doesn't say anything about any other company. Okay, so the vendor is also the exporter, so we don't need to fill it out because it says if other than the vendor. So we're going to leave this one blank. The originator is the person who's field 20. The originator is the person who's filling this document out. That person is you, and you will always be working for Seneca Customs Brokers, 1750 Finch Avenue, Toronto, Ontario. So all you do is you need to put, bear with me here, you need to put your name, okay, and who you work for. And who you work for is always the same company. Okay, so there you go. All right, last but not least, 2 fields to go. Well, actually 3 fields to go. Field 18, I'm jumping around a little bit, but it's just easier for continuity's sake. Field 18, we never fill out. So never fill out. This is an old field, pre-internet, pre-transmission of data. Don't worry about it, just leave it. Okay? It says if you're attaching a commercial invoice, check this, but we're not attaching anything because we can't send this in by paper. We have to do it electronically, so just never fill this out. The other field I want to talk about is field 21. 21, never fill out, which is good. Again, we're not going to do rulings or what have you in this particular course, so just leave it blank. And last but not least is the last field, field 22. And field 22, I'm going to give you the answer. And the answer for now and going forward is check that box. If you read it, it says if fields 23 to 25, which is this one, 23, 24, and 25, are not applicable, check this box. What I want you to do is check the box and make these 3 fields not applicable. That is going to be the answer going forward until I tell you otherwise. Because these fields are very complicated, I want you to concentrate on filling out this, completing this particular document. Okay? So, there we go. There's how you fill out a Canada Customs invoice. Now, I want you to go to the other email I sent you. The other email has another blank Canada Customs invoice and a different commercial invoice, and I want you to try to fill out that Canada Customs invoice using that commercial invoice. I'll talk to you soon.